Mahabharata is an earlier Indonesian book. Section 5. Santosaba Works. Created as a discourse to scientists based on academic studies and studies, in an effort to restore the true history of Indonesia. Indonesia Arya. By Santosaba. Exploration and Research. Complete info. WhatsApp to +62 813 2132 9787. In the Indian version of the Mahabharata, it is told that the king of Hastinapura, named Pandu, could not continue his descent because he was cursed by a sage. Kunti, his first wife, received a gift from Resi Durvasa in order to be able to summon the gods according to his wishes, and also be able to have children from these gods. Pandu and Kunti, using the gift, then summoned Dewa Yama, Dharmaraja, Yamadipati, Dewa Bayu, Marut, and Dewa Indra, Sakra, who then gave them 3 sons. Arjuna was the 3rd son, born to Indra, the leader of the gods. Character and personality. Arjuna has a noble character, chivalrous spirit, strong faith, resistant to worldly temptations, brave, and always managed to win glory, so that he was nicknamed Dhananjaya. He would conquer any enemy, so he was also given the nickname Parantapa, which means conqueror of the enemy. Among all the Kurudi descendants in the lineage of the Kuru dynasty, he was nicknamed Kurunandana, which means Kuru's favorite son. He also has another name, Kuraprawira, which means the best knight of the Kuru dynasty, while the literal meaning is Kuru officer. Among the Pandavas, Arjuna was the most determined knight hermit. His asceticism was very solemn. When he did silence, unite and focus his thoughts on God, all worldly distractions and temptations would not be able to shake his heart and mind. Therefore, Sri Krishna was very impressed with him, because he was a friend who was loved by Krishna and a very sincere devotee of God. Lord Krishna once said to him, "Set your mind on me, serve me, and surrender yourself to me, then you will come to me. I say so, because you are my friend who I love very much." Arjuna was educated along with his other siblings, the Pandavas and Kauravas, by Bhagawan Drona. His proficiency in archery was evident since he was a child. At a young age he already received the title Maharathi, or prominent knight. When Drona's teacher put a wooden bird on a tree, he told his students one by one to target the bird, then he asked his students what they had seen. Many of his students answered that they saw trees, branches, twigs, and everything close to the bird, including the bird itself. When it was Arjuna's turn to take aim, Guru Drona asked what he saw. Arjuna replied that he only saw birds, did not see anything else. This made Guru Drona amazed that Arjuna was smart. One day, when Drona was bathing in the river Ganges, a crocodile came to bite him. Drona was able to free herself easily, but because she wanted to test the courage of her students, she shouted for help. Among his disciples, only Arjuna came to help. With his arrow, he killed the crocodile that was biting his teacher. For Arjuna's dedication, Drona gave an astra which was named Brahma's audience. Drona also taught Arjuna on how to summon and withdraw the astra. According to another version of the Mahabharata, Brahmasarsahanya can be addressed to gods, giants, evil demons, and powerful beings who do evil, so that their effects are not dangerous. Arjuna has a powerful weapon which is a gift from the gods, the result of his asceticism. He has the Pasupati arrow which he used to defeat Karna in the Bharatayuddha war. The bow is named Gandiva, given by Dewa Baruna when he was about to burn the Kandawa forest. It also has a scallop trumpet named Dewadada, which means God's gift. At another time and place, King Drupada of the Panchala kingdom was holding a competition to get Draupadi, his daughter. A contest by competing with archery skills, namely, a wooden fish is placed on the roof of the hall, and below it is a pond that reflects the shadow of the fish above. The knights have to successfully shoot the fish by only seeing its reflection in the pond water, to get Draupadi. Several knights tried to do it, but to no avail. When Karna was present at that time participating in the competition, Karna managed to shoot the fish well. However, Draupadi rejected Karna on the grounds that Karna was born in a low caste. On the same occasion, Arjuna and his other siblings, who were disguised as Brahmins, also attended the competition. Arjuna managed to shoot a fish right on target by only seeing his reflection in the pond, and he was entitled to Draupadi. Arjuna, the Balinese Wayang version. In the archipelago, the figure of Arjuna is also known and has been famous for a long time. Arjun is especially popular in the areas of Java, Bali, Madura and Lombok. In Java and later in Bali, Arjuna became the main character in several Kakawin, such as Kakawin Arjunawiwaha, Kakawin Parthayajna, and Kakawin Parthayana, also known as Kakawin Subhadrawiwaha. In addition, Arjuna is also found in several relief sites on the island of Java, for example the Saroano site. Arjuna in the world of Javanese puppets. Arjuna is also a well-known figure in the world of Wayang in the new Javanese culture. Below are presented several characteristics that may differ from Arjuna in the Indian version of the Mahabharata in Sanskrit. Character and personality. Arjuna is a knight who likes to travel, meditate and learn to study. Apart from being a student of Resi Drona at Padapokan Sukalima, he is also a student of Resi Padmanabh from Untarayana Hermitage. Arjuna was a Brahmin in Goa Mintaraga, with the title Bhagawan Siptanang. He was made the superior knight of the gods to destroy Prabhun Wadakawaka, the giant king of the Manamantaka state. For his services, Arjuna was crowned as king in Dewa Indra's heaven, with the title King Karatan, and get the gift of magic heirlooms from the gods, including 1. Jendewa, from Bhattara Indra. 2. Arrow Wardadadali, from Bhattara Kuera. 3. Arrow Kundamanak, from Bhattara Narada. Arjuna has a smart and clever nature, quiet, conscientious, polite, brave and likes to protect the weak. He leads the Madukara Duchy, within the territory of the state of Amarta. After the Bharatayuddha war, Arjuna became king of Banakaling state, the former kingdom of Jayadratha. The end of Arjuna's history is told. He was Moksha, perfect death, with his 4 other brothers in the mountains. He is an unmatched fighter on the battlefield, even though he is slender, handsome as a virgin, soft-hearted despite the will of steel, a knight with a myriad of wives and lovers despite being able to do the toughest asceticism, a knight with loyalty to a deep family but then able to force himself to kill his half-brother. For people in Javanese culture, Arjuna is the embodiment of a man as a whole. Very different from Yudhishthira, he really enjoyed life in the world. Arjuna is so smooth and handsome. He is very different from Rekudara. He displayed a body elegance and gentleness that was appreciated by the Javanese of all generations. Arjuna Javanese puppet version. Arjuna also has other powerful heirlooms, including 1. Kiai Kalanadas Karas was given to Ghatotvaka when he married Dui Goa, Arjuna's son. 2. Arrows Sankali, from Resi Drona. 3. Kandranila's arrows. 4. Arrow Sirsha. 5. Kiai Saratama's arrows. 6. Arrow Pasupati. 7. Narakabala's arrows. 8. Ardhadhedhali's arrows. 9. Kiai Baruna's Karas. 10. Karas Pulangani. 11. Given to Abhimanyu. 12. Trumpet Dewanada. Kupu contains Jayangkatan oil given to Bhagawan Willawak from Pringsendani Hermitage. 13. Siptawilaha horse with Kiai Pamuk's whip. Arjuna's teachings include 1. Panglimunan. 2. Tungingmaya. 3. Sepianjan. 4. Mayabhumi. 5. Compassion and Asmaragama. 1. Arjuna also has clothes that symbolize greatness, namely, Kampa or Kane Limarsao. 2. The waistband of the Limarkatangi. 3. Manankara loops. 4. Kandrakanta necklace. 5. Mustika's ring. 6. Ampul, formerly belonging to Prabhu Ekalaya, the king of the Parangalung state. In the Javanese puppet version of the Mahabharata, Arjuna has many wives, all of them as a symbol of appreciation for his services or for his tenacity while studying with many ascetics. Here are a few of his wives and children. 1. Dui Subhadra, son of Radan Abhimanyu. 2. Dui Sulastri, son of Radan Sumitra. 3. Dui Larasati, son of Radan Bradalaras. 4. Dui Ulupi or Palupi, whose son is Bambang Irawan. 5. Dui Jimambang, son of Kumaladewa and Kumalasakti. 6. Dui Ratri, son of Bambang Wijanarka. 7. Dui Drisanala, son of Radan Wisangani. 8. Dui Wailutama, son of Bambang Wilaganga. 9. Dui Manuhara, sons Endong Prejiwa and Endong Prejawati. 10. Dui Suprabha, son of Radan Prabhakusuma. 11. Dwi Antakawulan, son of Bambang Antakadewa. 12. Dwi Juwitaningrat, son of Bambang Sumbada. 13. Dwi Maheshwara. 14. Dwi Retno Kasimpar. 15. Dwi Daya Saramaya. 16. Dwi Heroine. In the archipelago version of the epic Mahabharata, Arjuna has many names and nicknames, including 1. Partha, war hero. 2. Janaka, has many wives. 3. Pemati, handsome. 4. Dhananjaya. 5. Kumbaljali. 6. Siptaning Mintaraga, holy priest. 7. Pandusiwi. 8. Indradanaya, son of Batara Indra. 9. Janawi, nimble Trenginas. 10. Palguna. 11. Indrasuda. 12. Danasmara, great seducer. 13. Margana, helpful. Bhagawan Mintaraga, is the name used by Arjuna during asceticism at the peak of Indraki when he obtained a powerful weapon from the gods, which would be used in the inevitable war against the Kaurava family. Aswadama. Figures in Indian Hindu mythology. Aswadama's name, other names. Dranyana, Akaryanandana, Akaryaputra, Sanskrit spelling. Asvathama, Asvathaman, appears in books in India Mahabharata, Purana, abode in Hastinapura in caste. Kshatriya, weapon. Brahmastra. In the epic Mahabharata of India, Aswadama is the son of Drona with Kripi. As an only son, Drona is very fond of him. He is also one of the 7 Saranjivan, because he is cursed to live forever without love. When the war in Kurukshetra lasted, only he and Kirtawarma and Krepa survived. Filled with revenge for the death of his father, he attacked the Pandavas in the middle of the night and carried out a blind massacre. The figure of Aswadama rarely appears in the Mahabharata. His famous story is the murder of 5 Pandava sons and the baby who was conceived by Uttari, Abhimanyu's wife. The baby was successfully revived by Kresna, but the 5 sons of Pandava were not saved. Aswadama is the son of Bhagawan Drona and Kripi, Krepa's younger brother from Hastinapura. As a child, his family lived poorly, but underwent changes after Drona was accepted as a teacher at the Hastinapura palace. He received military education together with the Kuru princes, namely the Kauravas and the Pandavas. His strength is almost equal to Arjuna's, especially in archery. When there was a war between the Pandavas and the Kauravas, he sided with the Kauravas, was the same as his father, and befriended Duryodhana. When the Kaurava forces were beaten back, they used powerful Narayanastra weapons. Knowing this, Kresna made a tactic and thus the weapon was overcome. He also used the Agnastra weapon to attack Arjuna, but was killed by the Brahmastra weapon. His battle with Bhima in the Bharatayuddha war ended drastically and completely. The untrue news about his death in the war in Kurukshetra made his father die at the hands of Prince Drestadyumna of the kingdom of Panchala. Aswadama, who held a grudge, got permission from Duryodhana to roughly kill Drestadyumnas after the war officially ended. When the battle was over, Aswadama promised Duryodhana that he would kill the Pandavas, and attacked the Pandavas in the middle of the night, but something went wrong. He killed 5 Pandavas who were angry with his actions after hunting Aswadama, and finally he confronted Arjuna. During the battle, Aswadama used the powerful Brahmastra weapon, which he wanted to exchange for Krishna's chakra with no success. With that weapon he attacked Arjuna and Arjuna responded by pulling out the same weapon. Worried about the destruction of the world, Bhagavan Vasa ordered the 2 knights not to use this weapon. Arjun was successful in doing so. Aswadama was unable to do so and was given the opportunity for the weapon to attack another target to be destroyed. With resentment, Aswadama aimed his weapon at the wombs of the women in the Pandava family. Among them was Uttara, Arjuna's son-in-law. Aswadama directs Brahmastra to the pregnant belly of the north. The weapon manages to burn the future baby Uttara, but Kresna revives him and curses Aswadama to suffer from leprosy and wander the earth for 6,000 years. In another version, it is said that he was cursed to live until the end of time. There is also another story that Aswadama went to wander into the area which is now known as the Arabian Peninsula. There is a legend that Aswadama still roams the world in the form of storms and hurricanes. Aswadama in Javanese puppetry. The figure of Aswadama in the Javanese puppet version. Aswadama is the son of Bhagawan Drona alias Rezi Drona with Dui Kripi, the daughter of Prabhu Purangaji from the country of Tempuru. She has hair and hoofs because when she was pregnant at the beginning, Dui Krepi was transforming into a careless horse, in an effort to help Bambang Kumbayana, Resi Drona, fly across the sea. Aswatthama came from the Sokalima hermitage and like his father, he sided with the Kauravas during the Bharatayuddha war. When his father became a teacher of the Pandavas and Kaurava families in Hastinapura, Aswatthama took part in training in the army. Aswatthama is brave, clever with all kinds of weapons. From his father, Aswatthama received a very powerful inheritance in the form of an arrow named Panakundamanak. In the Bharatayuddha war, Drona died because of the Pandavas' trick. They lied that Aswatthama had died, but what Aswatthama meant was not human, but an elephant named Hestitama. Hesti means elephant, but sounded like Aswatthama. Then Drona became desperate after he asked Yudhishthira for the truth of the news, who was known to never lie. Aswatthama felt disappointed with Duryodhana's attitude of defending Salya too much, who he accused of being the cause of Karna's death. Aswatthama decided to withdraw from the Bharatayuddha war. After the Bharatayuddha war ended and the Pandava family moved from Amarta to Hastinapura, in hiding Aswatthama entered the Hastinapura palace. He managed to kill Drestadyumna, killer of his father Pankawala, son of Puntadeva alias Yudhishthira, Banawati, widow of Duryodhana, and Srikandi. It is told that in the end he died by Bhima, because his body was crushed by god Aruyakpala. Babruwahana. Babruwahana is one of the sons of Arjuna, the son of Chitrangada, the daughter of Manipur. Babruwahana was adopted by his grandfather from Manipur and became king there. During his reign, his country was prosperous and his life was surrounded by glory. Babruwahana killed his own father, Arjuna, when Arjuna came to Manipur for the Aswamedha ceremony. Knowing that he had committed a grave sin, he attempted suicide. But his stepmother, Ulupi, prevented him and brought Arjuna back to life with an heirloom. This incident was caused by the curse of the Vasas because Arjuna killed Bhishma during the war in Kurukshetra. Balarama. Balarama is Avatara Vishnu, in Sanskrit spelling. Balarama, another name is Balarama, Balabhadra, Halayuda. Group. Human Avatara, weapon, plow and mace, pair, pass. In Indian Hindu mythology, Balarama, also called Balabhadra and Halayuda, is the older brother of Krishna, son of Vasudeva and Devaki. In Vaishnava philosophy and some cultic traditions in southern India, he is praised as the sixth avatar of Maha-Avatara and as one of the 25 avatars in the Puranas. According to the Vaishnava philosophy and some views of Indian Hindus, it is a manifestation of the Sesa, the holy snake which is the resting place of Lord Vishnu. Balarama is the sibling of Krishna because he was born as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki. He was born by Rahini for the transfer of the fetus. Balarama. Balarama spent his childhood as a cowherder with Kresna and his friends. He married Rewati, daughter of Raiwata from Anarta. Balarama taught Bhima and Duryodhana to use mace weapons. In the war in Kurukshetra, Balarama was neutral. Like the kingdoms of Vidarbha and Raja Rukmi, he did not side with the Pandavas or the Kauravas. When Bhima was about to kill Duryodhana, he threatened to kill Bhima. And it was prevented by Kresna by reawakening Balarama that Bhima killing Duryodhana was an obligation to fulfill his oath. Apart from that, Kresna reminded Balarama of Duryodhana's bad behavior. Balarama is often depicted as having white skin, his weapon is a plow and mace. Balarama wears blue clothes and a necklace made of forest flowers. Her hair is tied in a top coat and she wears earrings and bracelets. Balarama is described as having a very physical presence. Balarama is Krishna's friend. In the Vaishnava tradition and several Hindu sects in India, Balarama is worshipped with Sri Krishna as the personality of the Supreme Lord and in their worship is often called Krishna Balarama. They have a close relationship and are always seen together. For example, Krishna is the creator while Baladeva is his creative potential. Balarama is Krishna's brother, and sometimes he is depicted as younger brother, sometimes he is his older brother. Balarama is also a Laxmana in Vishnu's life before being incarnated by Krishna. In Bhagavata Purana it is said, after Balarama took part in the battle between the Yadu and Vresni dynasty, and after he had witnessed Krishna reach Moksha, He sat down to meditate in order to be able to leave the mortal world and then took out a white snake from his mouth, after which he was carried by Sesa in the form of a snake. Balarama in Javanese puppetry. Prabu Balarama or Balarama in the form of Javanese version of the shadow puppet. In Javanese puppetry, Balarama is the brother of King Kresna. Prabu Balarama, who was named Kakrasana when he was young, was the son of Prabu Basudewa, the king of Mandura, and his consort, Dwi Mahendra or Mika. He was born twins with his younger brother, and has another sister named Dwi Subhadra or Dwi Lara Orang, the daughter of Prabu Basudewa and the consort Dwi Badrahini. Balarama also has another brother named Arya Udawa, the son of Prabu Basudewa and Ken Sagupi, a Mandura self-proclaimed palace. The young Prabu Baladewa was once a priest at his Argasanya hermitage with the title Wasi Jaladhara, married to Dwi Arawati, the daughter of Prabu Salya with Dwi Setyawati or Pujawati from the country of Mandaraka. From this marriage he obtained two sons named Wasata and Wimuka. Balarama is hard-hearted, irritable but forgiving and wise. He is very good at using mace, so Bhima and Duryodhana learn from him. Baladewa has two powerful heirlooms, namely Nangala and Alugara, both of which were given by Brahma. He also has an elephant vehicle named Kyai Puspadanta. In many ways, Balarama is the opposite of Krishna. Krishna was black while Baladewa was white. In the Bharatayuddha war, Balarama actually sided with the Kauravas, but thanks to Krishna's strategy, he did not participate but instead meditated in Grojogan Siwu. Grojogan equals waterfall, Siwu equals thousand, with the aim that in the event of a Bharatayuddha war, Balarama would not can hear it because it is covered by the roar of the waterfall. In addition, Kresna promised to wake him up later when Bharatayuddha happened, even though the next day after he meditated in Grojogan Siwu there was a Bharatayuddha war. If Balarama participated, surely the Pandavas would lose, because Balarama was very powerful. Some Balarama said it was an incarnation of a dragon while others believed it was the incarnation of Sanghyang Vasuki, the god of salvation. He lived a very long life. After the completion of the Bharatayuddha war, Balarama became the guardian and advisor of King Parakazit, the king of the state of Hastinapura after the death of King Kalamataya or King Puntadewa. He has the title of Rezi Balarama. He died Moksa after the extinction of the entire Wangzoresni.